Research incentives. All along, we were having very interesting policies to encourage research to become Institute of Higher Learning, said an amused Dr. Virendra Swarup of IMX Institute. In the formative years of the Institute some 20 years ago, summer vacations were compulsory and no compensatory leave was allowed in lieu of attending office for such purposes like research and literature development. Leave was allowed only if one was doing academic or general administration or was engaged in tasks assigned like taking classes in MDP, etc., although the Institute talked a lot about emphasis to be laid on research, Dr. Virendra Swarup said. A faculty member was asked to take classes in the MDP around May 6-7. Summer vacations were started from 15th April or so. The faculty member thought of using the time for case writing, sought permission of the Institute for the purpose, and went for data collection and returned around 1st May. Another faculty member was to take classes around 28-29 April. At the end of the year, the first faculty was given leave for 3.5 days for attending to the Institute work, and the second one 7 days because he attended to the Institute task for 14 days and the other attended to the Institute task for 7 days only. If he had not gone for case writing, then he would have got 11 days compensatory leave because then he would have been on Institute's duty from 16th April to 7th of May. Policies continued even when the director changed. One day, the faculty member was made chairman PGP, as the batch size was to be increased from 1 to 2 sections. He was happy that for once he will get full 30 days earned leave. In his work plan, he mentioned that besides PGP work, which included giving admission also, he would also complete case writing on an approved project during the period. At the end of the year, he was perplexed at the mistake in records showing only 15 days earned leave. When he inquired, he was informed that there was no mistake. It was because he had proposed to use summer for case writing also assigned to him, which was not an institutional task. It may be mentioned here that case writing was considered as a research, and faculty council had resolved that the faculty should be writing cases to conduct the courses. Sometimes in early 2002, a senior faculty member prepared an empirical paper on foreign collaborations in India, which were accepted for presentation in a renowned international conference. He was told that he must give an undertaking that he will not attend another international conference for the next 5 years, as he had attended an international conference in 2001. His explanation that last conference he attended was in 1997, and later, due to administrative responsibilities at senior level, he was not allowed, did not cut ice with the dean. The fact that he had only paid registration fee and no other expenses, as he had gone for arranging exchange program with European institutions, did not make any sense to the dean. The faculty refused to give the undertaking and presented the paper in a conference on technology transfer in which his paper was published. It's another matter that a newly joined assistant professor was allowed to attend two, although he was not eligible even for one conferences, one perhaps without even a paper. That was a requirement. In June or July 2002, the director asked a faculty member to represent him in the annual convention of Association of Indian Management Schools, as he was not able to make it. The faculty member politely said, "Sir, I am not head of the institution who can go to grace the occasion. However, if I am able to write a research paper and that is accepted for presentation, I will surely go. Fortunately, he was able to develop a paper focusing on the role of research in guiding and increasing the effectiveness of management education, backed up with sound data. Since he was going to conduct few sessions in an in-house training program, and passing through Delhi, he stayed in the institute guest house for a day, presented the paper and claimed taxi charges from the guest house to the venue and returned. Later in January 2003, he applied for presenting a research paper in a tourism conference in Goa. The paper set the tone for further conferences on the subject by the institute. However, the faculty was not allowed a sponsorship as this was his second conference. The faculty could not drop the idea and went ahead to present the paper at his own expense. He was so piqued by the instance that he decided not to seek the institute sponsorship so long the same persons were the director and dean of the institute. However, he continued to do research, write papers and attend conferences. In the next conference, when he went to present another empirical paper that was later published in Vikalpa, there was an interesting coincidence. A faculty associate of IMA traveled from Jamshedpur to Ahmedabad by air. Two faculty from private institutions were traveling in AC2 tier, and the senior faculty of IMX was traveling in AC3 tier, perhaps because it was summer with mercury up to 43 degrees Celsius. When asked, was he not embarrassed, he quipped, "One can do research only to the extent he can afford." Of course, none of the others' papers were published. If after 50 years of management education, there were such practices prevailing, which could deter even the die-hard people who do what Institute aims to achieve, when and how the Institute is going to be an institution of higher learning, or higher learning will get redefined, wondered Dr. Virendra Swarup.